Welcome back. What's going on? Good to have you back. All right. Hey, you're making good progress. Keep it up. You got your pyramid done. You got good measurements of success. If you haven't done that, stop right now. Go make your pyramid. Make things you can measure. Make things you can look at and make sure you're keeping it up. Also, hey, be consistent on those little things. 3 things you're grateful for in the morning. It programs your mind to take advantage of positive experiences so that you can be more successful. 5 minutes meditation. Be more aware of your thoughts and what's going on. If you don't do the actions, you don't make progress. It's like me watching Shaun White do the half pipe and then expecting to go out and pull some crazy trick. Nothing happens unless you get out there and do the work. So just be consistent and don't lose sight of that vivid dream. Don't lose sight of what you want and why you want it. Well, that's what we're working towards. So we're gonna grow until we can get into that perfect state, that state we're super excited about. All right, so we've talked about the outcome we want, that vivid dream, that outcome, right? Making the team, winning state, whatever it is, right? And then we've also talked about how to reach those outcomes, some of the processes with that pyramid of success. Now we're going to talk about tasks. Tasks are simply little things we do every day. They're where we can completely focus our attention and perfect those tasks. This is, I don't know, this is probably the biggest secret. If you can focus on these little tasks, everything else falls into place. All right? Winning just happens. It's an outcome. And it's an outcome of these little bricks you lay of tasks. Anytime that we get these two confused, anytime we focus on the outcome and we don't focus on the task, it doesn't work. I think I told you in the intro video about when I was running in high school. My coach comes up to me, says that I have to run in the state meet. I wasn't prepared, I was an alternate, but the guy that was going to run it just got gassed running a state record, and he was there, and I was panicked. I was like, I got to win. And I was focused on letting my teammates down, letting my coach down, embarrassing myself in front of my parents. And when I focused on the outcome, it hurt way worse to run tight. I ran slower. We didn't place in the position we needed to, and it was a huge meltdown, and it just didn't work. So if we focus on the outcome in a negative way, it can inhibit us. But the crazy thing is, focusing on winning, even in a positive way, sometimes can hold us back. Dr. Craig Manning, he's a sports psychologist and a tennis coach. He tells a story about one of his tennis players. She got in a position where she was in a task mindset. She's like, okay, here's the things I need to do well. Serve, forehand, backhand. Focus really on placement of the ball, motion, everything. Like the task was set in her mind. And even though she was playing somebody that was perceived to be better than her, she was winning because she was focused on the task. But then she had this moment that she looked up at the scoreboard, realized that she was winning. She's like, oh my goodness, I can win this. And once she started thinking, I can win this, she starts thinking about it more. Her reactions slow down. Her tasks become less efficient. And you can kind of see where this goes. It slips away from her. So this thing we do when we focus on winning so much, when we try and hold on to it, it makes us play tight. It keeps us from playing loose and keeps us from our goals, right? The biggest thing we can do is to focus on tasks, right? It's just things like, I'm going to focus, if I'm running an 800 meter race, I'm going to focus on that third 200 and make sure my form is good, I'm driving through, and I'm not collapsing. Or if you're focusing on jumping, I'm going to focus on foot plant angle and explosion. Or maybe one you can relate to a little bit more. With every shot, I'm going to glide up from my legs, let that power come from my quads. I'm going to come through with my torso square to the body, and I'm going to follow just straight through. That's the task. It's just that motion. It's something you can completely lose your mind in, just that task. Boom. And the more you do that and the more you make adjustments, the better you're going to be. So that's what we're talking about. It's really simple. Do this and you will improve, and the outcomes you want will happen. Every practice, every task, every game is just this task focused centered thing. So rather short video here, but we just want you to get your mind straight on this one simple thing, right? You got your objective or your dream, you got your processes from your pyramid that you're gonna do. Now it's time to start talking about some of these tasks that you need to do to up your performance. Is it hitting? Is it catching? Is it shooting? Is it takedown percentages? Is it pitching? Is it an ace serve, a forehand kills? How are you going to achieve your objective? What are the little tasks that you need to focus on? And next time we're going to talk a little bit about how to break these tasks down, right? But here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down today all the tasks that you want to focus on. And don't get overwhelming. Don't write 100 tasks. Maybe keep it to like 3 or 4 things. It's the most simple, most basic, most important things that you can focus your energies on in practice and in games. And anytime you find your brain being like, oh, I can win this, or I have to win this, you take a breath and you say, all right, I'm not worried about that right now. That's just an outcome. That will happen naturally if I focus on this. And then you just say, hey, step, glide, follow through. You walk yourself through that task, whatever it is, and then keep a record, right? Find somebody that will hold you accountable. Maybe it's your coach, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a teammate. Maybe it's even just yourself. You take your phone and you record yourself and you say, okay, did I do this task? What adjustments do I need to make? And if you need to make adjustments, you do. That's it. I'm telling you, just focus on these simple building block tasks. Perfect them. You can learn anything. And as you focus on these tangible skills, you will get better. All right? So go write them down right now. That's your task for today, and we'll follow up with you next time. All right? Thanks. See ya.